Alright class, so this unit is about learning how to use your interface and some of the tools in your interface. I wanted to go over quickly on how to get web images because this is your first project, it's going to have that in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google. So I'm going to click here and type in Google. Alright, and then I'm going to choose, Detroit Tigers. Wonder what's going on with them. So I clicked on Detroit Tigers. You can type in anything that you want. Let's type in cars. That's easier. Cars. I'm going to click on images. All right. So once I get to images, I have all these cars and I have all kinds of things on here. But I want to make sure I'm getting the highest quality image for my work. So I'm going to click Tools and go Size and then click Large. You can even filter by type if you want, and also usage rights. For this, we don't need to worry about Creative Commons license because this is all considered fair use because we're doing it for a school project and it won't be printed or sold. So we can just go with how we have it. But I'm going to choose large and then I'm going to see what images come up. So some really cool images here. I want an image with a pretty plain background. So I'm going to click on this car right here. Actually, let's go with Lamborghinis. Let's see what we have here. So I'm going to click on this Lamborghini right here. So once I click on it, I don't right click on the small image to save it. I actually have to go to the page to get the full size image. So I'm going to click visit. And then I'm going to right click on this image and say save image. So that's the full size image there. I want to check the extension and see what it is. This is a WebP. Photoshop will open a WebP, but I would prefer to just have a JPEG. And I don't know if it's a WebP of a JPEG or what, but I'm just going to click save. All right, and then I'm gonna minimize this and go to my downloads. So my downloads, open downloads, and then I'm gonna go to my image right here. So Lamborghini, and then there's a few ways we can open this in Photoshop. You can drag it onto the icon. You can find the file and open it. If it's a file extension that it knows, like PSD, you can just double click it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it on top of the file right there to show you how to open it. Or I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to find my Lamborghini, click Open. All right, there's my Lamborghini. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is we want to start changing these images so that we can import them into our document. So I hope you are able to download the files that I gave you. So on the Canvas page. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open those files. So I'm going to go to Open, and I'm going to find my background, and I'm going to open that up. All right. So I want to get this image into this picture. So, and I don't want to take the whole background and everything, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to separate it from the background. There's a bunch of ways of separating this. We can use our quick selection tool, and we can drag across our image to kind of select it. So this is quickly selecting it, and it did an okay job, but maybe I don't want to. I can hold on my Option key to get rid of things like shadows that I don't want, and I'm just dragging along to increase that. The other thing I can do, so I'm going to deselect this. I can go to I'm right clicking on my selection tools and or clicking W, and then I'm right clicking on it and then clicking object selection tool, and I'm just going to drag a box over this. I could do it like that to select my image. So let it select it on its own. So this did a little bit better job. So I can select it like that, and I'm going to show you one more way. I'm going to hit Command or Control D to deselect. The last way would be to just click on in my options bar with as long as I have my tool selected, I can click select subject and it does it as well. So I'm gonna go with the select subject, and then I can take this off of this page by either clicking on my move tool. So you click V on your keyboard and that gives you your move tool. And notice when I have my move tool on the selection, a little pair of scissors shows up below the arrow. If I'm up here, it just allows me to move it, but if I come down here, it says cut. All right, so I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna drag this directly to my page and let go, and then I have my car on my page. It's going the wrong direction, so I want to flip that. So I'm going to come over here to my properties panel, and I'm just going to go right over here and I say flip horizontal, and I can flip it so that it's a little bit more positioned a little bit better on my document. And then I'm going to click off of that and I have my car in my image. So notice here I have my car in my image and I have a layer for that car. All right, I'm going to do it one more time. Let's grab something else. So I'm going to click open. This time I'm going to go to the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to click open. All right, so this one I'm going to do a little differently. I'm going to still click select subject. So I'm going to click select subject, and I'm going to click select subject and see if it gets the Eiffel Tower. I didn't click it. So it gets the Eiffel Tower and it gets some other things as well. For this one, I'm going to unlock the background of the layer by clicking on the little lock icon on the right hand side in my layers panel. So I'm going to click on that, and if your layers panel isn't showing, if it's down at the bottom, you can just double click the word layers and make it show up. All right, so layers panel, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my mask button at the bottom of my layers panel. It looks like a little Japanese flag, so I'm going to click that and I'm going to get rid of all that in the middle. Get rid of all that surrounds my design. So again, this time I'm not going to click the move tool. I'm going to grab it from the layer. I'm going to drag the entire layer up this time, drag it down, and when I'm on my screen, I'm going to let go and put the layer on my page. All right, this way I get the layer mask as well as the image. And to make it smaller, I'm just making it should still have handles. If it doesn't have handles, you can change that. I have mine so that they don't scale automatically, so I'm holding shift as I scale, but yours will probably scale automatically. And I'm just going to place this on my image and click check mark at the top. Alright, so there's a few things that's going on with my image here. So I'm still seeing all the blue sky from the other image. So what I want to do is I'm going to click W on my keyboard to get my wand, and right click, and I'm going to click magic wand. So for this magic wand, I'm going to select this blue color. Alright, and I want to make sure I get all of the other colors of blue. So I'm going to say select, similar, and that selects all of the blue on the page. Now I'm going to click on my black and white and my black and white mask image, and I'm going to just fill this with black. So I'm going to say, you can hit F5 or you can say edit, fill, and I'm going to fill it with black to get rid of all the blues. Alright, it's still some blues down here that I have. Let's select those as well. Oops. Select those as well, and I'm going to say select similar. So I'm going to get all of those blues. Click on my mask object, and you can just hit you can flip your colors and hit backspace if you like, and that gets rid of those. Or you can go back to edit and fill with black, and to fill it with black. I'm going to show you what the layer mask looks like. So I'm going to click options. So my layer mask is anything that's white shows up, anything that's black is being hidden. Alright, so now my Eiffel Tower looks a little bit cleaner, and I can place it on my page. It'd be nice to place this behind some of this stuff right here. So I'm just gonna take my paintbrush, and on the mask layer, I'm just gonna paint out what I don't want. I'm gonna flip my colors by hitting X, so I make sure I'm painting with black. and I'm making my opacity. I'm checking to make sure my opacity is at 100%, and I'm just painting out what I don't want. All right, and maybe I painted a little bit too much. I'm hitting X on my keyboard to flip the colors so I can paint some back in. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to place this eventually behind this rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my quick selection tool and go to my background, and I'm going to select this rock, and then I'm going to go back to my foreground. And there's a few things we can do. We can just add this to the mask, but what I'm going to do is I don't want, just in case I want to move this around, I'm going to add a folder to this and then add a mask to this one. Oops, I did it backwards. So I'm going to invert that. I hit Control-I to flip that. Oh, no, I did it right. Yeah. And I'm just going to put this layer inside of it. So now I'm moving it around, and that thing is, I should have done the whole mountain, but you can see how it's working. I have this now behind that one little thing, but if I would have done the whole mountain, it would have been a little bit better. And I'll do that. You can do that on your own. So that's just how to get those images in there. And I hope this was helpful. Again, if you have questions, call me over and I can walk you through some steps. All right.